So the New York Jets is potentially interested in trading for Washington Commanders quarterback Jacoby Brissett. Let's talk about it. YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We have the Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with a video where we're going to be talking about the New York Jets possibly being interested in the Washington Commanders backup quarterback, and should we actually trade him? So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you can notify when I upload new videos like this to the channel. We're on the road to 6,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. So as we know, this unfortunate injury happened to Rodgers Monday Night Football versus the Bills. He suffered a torn Achilles in like the fourth play of the game, and it ended his 2023 season, and honestly, it may have ended his career. Now, I hope Aaron Rodgers doesn't go out like that, because he's one of the greatest quarterbacks I've ever seen. Obviously, first ballot Hall of Famer, no question, but I just don't want to see him end his career like that. And quite frankly, he is the last that I have in my childhood. You know, growing up for me, it was Tom Brady, it was Peyton Manning, it was Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, Drew Brees, and Aaron Rodgers. You know, those are like the childhood staples for me. And A-Rod is the last guy that I pretty much have of my childhood left, and I don't want him to go out like that, but it is a strong possibility that that could be the case. So with A-Rod going out, they turned to Zach Wilson. Obviously, we know they drafted him in the first round a couple of seasons ago. It hasn't quite panned out for Zach Wilson in New York, but they had to turn to him nonetheless. And after him, they had nobody. So they're in the market for a backup quarterback, okay? And it was rumored that they could be potentially interested in trading for Jacoby Brissett. Now, we know Jacoby Brissett was brought here to Washington on a one-year deal to mentor Sam Howell, and he's became a guy that is going to be a bridge quarterback on a lot of teams when it comes to young quarterbacks. Like this year he's with Sam Howell. Next year he'll probably be with another young quarterback. Jacoby Brissett carved out a role for him to be on somebody's roster as a mentor quarterback every single year. So he's here with Sam Howell. Next year again he'll be with somebody else. So does the Jets need him? Honestly, yes. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a Washington Commanders fan. When you look around the league, who is out there right now that can potentially keep you afloat if Zach Wilson was to go down with an injury? There's really nobody that I can think of off the top of my head. And Jacoby Brissett is a guy, again, like I said, you can win games with. You know, and you can stay afloat. And with that defense that they have in New York, they don't need Jacoby Brissett to come in there and do much. They just need Jacoby Brissett to not come in there and turn the ball over. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest though, Jets fans, if you happen to come across this video, the whole notion about Jacoby Brissett being a guy that's going to protect the ball and he's a guy that's not going to turn it over is kind of blown out of proportion. Okay, he's a guy that is going to turn the ball over at times. He's a guy that's going to force things. So I would ride it out with Zach Wilson because at least you have a potential to maybe he finally gets it. You know what I'm saying? And but I would say this though. I would say reach out to Washington to maybe try to snag away Jacoby Brissett to be your backup. But I will be honest with you, I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't think that's going to happen because I believe Washington firmly believes in Jacoby Brissett, and they're in a situation where they honestly can't afford to give away Jacoby Brissett. Now, me personally, I would take the trade. I don't want Jacoby Brissett on this team, and it's not nothing wrong with Jacoby Brissett per se. It's just about the fleece that we can get the Jets. I'll keep it a buck with you. We can fleece the Jets right now because they're desperate. They have nobody on that roster outside of Zach Wilson, so they need somebody. So in a normal year where the Jets would potentially have signed Jacoby Brissett in preseason, or if they did need to trade for him, they would probably go up a 6th, 7th, maybe 5th round pick. You can probably get a 4th round pick, maybe a 3rd round pick because they're in a position to where they desperately need him. So I would be willing to trade Jacoby Brissett for that specific reason, that I feel like we could fleece the Jets. Now, I don't think Washington's thinking like that. I don't think they're going to do anything. I think they exactly want Jacoby Brissett here. And they look at it like, okay, if we trade Jacoby Brissett, then who's going to be our backup? Jake Fromm, although he's had a really good, preseason, you know what I'm saying, and he's finally making steps, looking like an actual backup quarterback in this league after his first years when they were disasters. they don't want to have a young guy backing up, you know, a young guy. You know what I'm saying? They would much rather have a veteran presence that's been doing it for a long time and that can keep you afloat than having a guy like Jake Fromm. But I'm looking at it like, one, I ain't thinking negative. Sam Howell is not going to get hurt. I'm going to speak it into existence. He's not going to get hurt. God's with him. And then two, we can get a fleece out of him. That's the biggest reason why I want to do it. Because I think we can fleece the Jets. Again, like I said, they desperately need a backup quarterback. And where else are they going to go for that right now? There's nobody else that you can trade for, you know, or sign that would be better than a Jacoby Brissett. So, if I'm the Jets, okay, I'm getting on the phone with Washington. And if I'm Washington, I'm picking up that phone like, yeah, give me a third. They're like, alright, third? Nah, can't do that. Fourth. Alright, bet I take, because that's what I really wanted. You know when you negotiate something, you don't actually go in with what you actually want. You go in higher so they could come down to what you really want. So damn. So, perfect example right here, right? So, you like, hey, Jets, yeah, I give you Jacoby Brissett if you give me a third round pick. They like, nah, I can't even do a third round pick, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. So you like, alright, bet. Fourth? Like, they like, yeah, I could do a fourth. You like, bingo, that's because that's what I really wanted. So, negotiation, you go in high so they can come down to what you really want. And if I'm Washington, that's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna try to do that. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, like I said, it's a risk, you know, with trading Brissett, because if you trade Brissett, you're now in the boat with the same as the Jets were as they are right now, because you're like, you have no backup for Sam Howell, and although we believe in Sam Howell, you never know what can happen. You know, especially the style of quarterback and he played. Like I said, he's a rough guy. You know what I'm saying? He likes contact. He likes running. You know, he takes shots from time to time, and you know he may be good now, but you never know. Knock on wood. You never know. So you always got to be prepared. So that's why I feel like Washington isn't going to entertain him. But I'm telling you, if they offering me a third, fourth, something around that, bro, I'm taking it for Jacoby Brissett, because no other time would you get that for him. And you never know what those guys could turn into. Again, I love my first round picks, you know, when we had the opportunity to draft. But what I love more is the late round studs, okay? The third, the fourth, the fifth round picks. You know what I'm saying? And the more you have those, more opportunities you have to strike, you know, gold with them. Right? You never know. You can find your next Terry McLaurin, and not in terms of wide receiver, but just in terms of a generation player for you. You can find your Cam Curl or something like that. You know, your Benjamin St. Juices, Antonio Gibsons, you know, the world if you got the mid to late round picks. So, hey, Washington, all I'm saying is entertaining. You know, if Joe Douglas hits you up, answer that jump. Answer. Be like, yeah, what's good, Joe? What's up? What you want, Jacoby? What you talking? If it sound like money, go ahead and send Jacoby over there, man. You know what I'm saying? We could find somebody probably. I don't know. Probably not. And that's the hard part about it, because you ain't really nobody too good left. But again, the thing is, we believe in Sam, and we think Sam can stay healthy. They need a backup quarterback, because Jacoby Brissett or somebody like that can help them out and potentially play if Zach Wilson, not only if he does get hurt, you know, but if he plays like trash, if he plays like basura, they have nobody to turn to. You know what I'm saying? They can't turn to a Jacoby Brissett. So I think they desperately need Jacoby Brissett, like badly. You know? So I guess like the last quality one was Josh Dobbs, and he's obviously with AZ. So man, if I'm the Jets, I'm going to try to get Jacoby Brissett. If I'm Washington, you got to think about it hard, man. Because, again, like I said, it's a risk. Because if you trade him, yeah, you got a third-round pick for him, but you lost your backup. And are you comfortable with Jake Fromm? Me, personally, I wouldn't say I'm comfortable with Jake Fromm, but I believe in Sam Howell's ability and believe in his ability to stay healthy. That I don't think we'll see Jake Fromm. But he did have a strong camp, so maybe he is ready to take over the quarterback 2 position next year. But maybe he gets a head start this year because you trade him. I don't know. Honestly, I don't see it happening because I know Washington is high on Jacoby Brissett and they want him here. But what says you out there? Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below. I got a few announcements before we get up out of here tonight. I will be going live on the channel with Rio Robinson and Jalen Morgan of Bleeding B&G at 8:30. We talking all things Commanders. We previewing the Broncos game, so make sure y'all come through again. Bleeding B&G and Rio Robinson coming on the channel tonight, 8:30 p.m. Hopefully see y'all over there. And of course, you know we're doing the Terry McLaurin giveaway. 6K is when I'm giving away the jersey, man. What's up, bro? Y'all don't want that junk? Like, if y'all don't want it, bro, I can give it to somebody else and don't have to worry about the gold. Because clearly y'all don't. We not subscribed. So y'all don't want the jersey. But again, I'm going to run it. And once we get to 6K, I'm going to give it up. So make sure y'all subbing up, man. Y'all have a blessed one. See y'all tonight. Peace.